China blocks rare earth exports to the U.S. Blow to American tech and defense industries. Retaliation for expanded U.S. trade restrictions. Is your gear about to get more expensive? Preppers, take note. Supply chain threat incoming. Welcome to Preppers News. This is news and global events with a prepper's perspective. I use a computer-generated voice because my own is hard to hear due to an injury. Thanks for understanding. In this video, we're covering a major move by China, a new export ban on key rare earth minerals used in everything from electronics to military hardware. It's a direct response to new U.S. tariffs, and it could hit supply chains hard. We'll break down what's happening, what could come next, and what this means for preppers like us. On April 4, 2025, China announced new export restrictions on rare earth minerals bound for the United States. The new controls target materials like gallium and germanium, which are essential for manufacturing semiconductors, solar panels, electric vehicles, and advanced military tech. These elements are difficult to source elsewhere and are often processed almost entirely within China's borders. This move didn't come out of nowhere. It's China's retaliation for recent U.S. trade actions, specifically a new round of tariffs introduced in early 2025. While the U.S. has tried to reduce its dependence on Chinese rare earths over the past decade, it's still heavily reliant on imports, especially for refined materials. Rare earth minerals may not be something most people think about, but they're behind nearly all of the technology we depend on. They're used in radios, night vision devices, solar power systems, batteries, and even tools for emergency communication and navigation. Without gallium, germanium, and similar minerals, the U.S. tech and defense industries face major supply bottlenecks. Prices could jump fast, not just for high-end electronics, but for practical gear we rely on in our preps. With limited refining capacity in the U.S., alternatives are hard to come by. Domestic mining exists, but it's nowhere near enough to meet demand, especially in a high-tension global environment. China has done this before. In 2010, it cut off rare earth exports to Japan during a territorial dispute. Now it's using the same tactic on a larger scale. The risk here isn't just limited supplies, it's escalation. These trade tensions could grow into a broader economic standoff, or even a tech Cold War. President Trump recently threatened to raise tariffs on Chinese by an additional 50%. That kind of move would almost certainly trigger more retaliation from Beijing, possibly expanding restrictions to other rare earth elements or critical goods. Countries are already scrambling to secure materials, and that kind of race almost always leads to higher prices, tighter controls, and less availability for everyday buyers. This kind of supply chain pressure might sound like a geopolitical issue, but it affects us directly. If you rely on any gear with electronics, radios, solar systems, battery packs, LED lighting, even communication equipment, you could feel the impact sooner than you'd expect. Prices on tech-based gear may rise fast. Availability could drop, especially for imports or anything containing chips or advanced components. If you've been thinking about upgrading your comms gear or adding solar backups, now's the time to act before supply tightens or prices jump. It's also a good time to stock spare parts for what you already own, especially radios, solar charge controllers, power banks, and tools that use specialized components. If supply chains stay strained or get worse, repair skills and replacement parts will matter more than ever. Above all, this situation reinforces a basic prepper principle. Don't rely on fragile global systems for things you can secure now. The more self-reliant you are, the less these international power plays can affect your readiness. Whether it's minerals, medicine, or microchips, global supply chains can shift overnight, and we're seeing that again now. China's restrictions are just one part of a growing trend, more nations using resources as leverage. As preppers, that means we have to stay ahead of the curve. If this update was useful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss future briefings. Check the video description for links and resources, and visit our website for more practical prepping advice. Thanks for watching Preppers News. Stay alert, stay ready.